back to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, the White March, or Definitive Edition, whatever the case is. Let's go see what these things have to say. The portrait depicts a man and a woman dressed in a deery garb that would have been in style a century ago. Every frame has been battered, and the plate that once bore the patron's name has been scratched out. They share a passionate embrace, which seems at odds with the disgust on their faces. The table has been scarred and stained from decades of use. Alright, we were going to go talk to Sid next, I believe. Hello, Sid.
Welcome.
Thank you. A redhead stands by the fire, tuning her lute and plucking its strings. She hums snatches of a melody as she goes. First time at the Dracogen. Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could tell you about it all the same. Sure. Well, it was built in the time of Hadrit's rebellion. A Nadiran lady, Thenu, once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadrit's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. Fun. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruins, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thenu's castle. They say, supposedly the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their new town. What do you mean, supposed to be? Well, Dyrwoodens are an ornery lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much besides ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Glanfathans and their nearby ruins. Hadrit's Knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic leanings, that had formed in the town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they'd gone after their lord. Soon the villagers were fighting each other as much as with the Adirans. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance, and others, I've heard, found their way into the Gilded Compass, the most forward-looking of the Glanfathan tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it does make a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. I want to hear about the Broken Stone War. Well, that was the first major conflict between the original Adiran settlers and the Glanfathans. It happened 3 years into the colonization when some farmers knocked over an Adra Minchir that was part of an Ngwithan ruin. The war didn't last long, but it spread quickly and claimed thousands. In the early weeks, most of the colonists didn't even realize there was a war going on until the Glanfathan raiders hit their villages. There had been small spontaneous skirmishes between the colonists and the locals before them, but this was organized, and it was the start of decades of violence between the colonists and the Glanfathans. As you can see, Dyrwood's full of history, even in little villages like this. What about the War of Black Trees? Well, it started back in the colonial days, almost 30 years after the Broken Stone War. Even though isolated conflicts still broke out between the settlers and the Glanfathans, both sides had officially agreed to peace. Edrang Hadrit, Admeth's father, was Gref at the time. I have no idea what that means, but fine. As part of peace negotiations, he'd signed treaties prohibiting Adiran colonists from looting in Gwithan ruins. However, he'd been unable to outlaw the use of captured Glanfathans as slaves. What's a grief? Hey, look, there's even the answer to my question. What's a gref, or grief? A gref is the governor of a colony and is subservient to the Adiran emperor. The early leaders of the Adiri colony in Dyrwood, including Edrang and Admeth Hadrit, were grefs. And at the start of the War of Defiance, Admeth Hadrit declared himself Duke of an independent Dyrwood rather than the gref of the Emperor's colony. It was the same term used for leaders of the newly independent Valian republics. Anyway, we hadn't had a gref since. I see. Indeed, the taking of Glanfathan's slaves had continued to be the source of conflict. It came to a head when Imperial agents, aided by certain earls in the Dyrwood, began looting the ruins again. See, the Empire had never actually agreed to Hadrit's treaties on the matter, and the recent succession of the Valiant Republics likely left them eager to weaken Hadrit's position. The looting sparked a brutal slave uprising and a guerrilla campaign among the Glanfathans. Edrang Hedrit was too old to lead forces into battle, so he sent his son, Admeth. Admeth made a costly but effective decision that ended the war faster than anyone could have imagined. He burned the forest near the Issi Ayan River to keep the Glanfathan warbands from retreating. I'm sure later in the game they'll actually pronounce that, and I'll stop butchering it, but until then, enjoy the butcheritude. Thousands of Glanfathans died, and as Admeth repeated his scorched earth tactics in the following months, he wore down the remainder of their forces. To this day, over 150 years later, there are still sections of the Dyrwood where the trees are nothing but bare, charred trunks. Well, fare thee well. Thank you for the history lesson. Hopefully you folks enjoyed that. That wasn't too bad. I liked it. Alright, we're going to do a quick save, and we're going to head on up after we see what this is. This Skulder head looks as old as the inn. Its leathery skin is cracked and bleached from years of exposure. If you say so. Alright, we're going to head upstairs. We're going to meet up with Harond and probably Nyfre. Who's coming up the stairs? It's a hooded man. That must be her. It is her. It's not him, don't worry. Alright. Knock knock. Well, there's Lord Harond. And Orion de Medici. My apologies, folks. Let's see here. You see a man, eyes tied on a couple down a cobblestone road. He moves a little too obviously, a little too naturally, and his eyes never leave her mussed curls as he shadows them from building to building. The woman laughs drunkenly, hand entwined within another belonging to a sharp-nosed noble. Flawless doublet, slightly too small for his generous frame. She brushes against him as they move, clearly far too intimate for her shadow's liking. His eyes narrow to angry slits as the couple slips into an opulent doorway, and the nobleman's hand slips down her dress. Her breath shortens into gasps, and she leans into him further, moaning. The spectator pauses, mouth pressed shut, veins bulging. He slides along the wall, dagger in hand, and just as the woman bites into the nobleman's doublet, he steps out. It's over in moments. He closes his eyes, a dagger slipping from his blood-slickened hand, and bolts. Well, that'll teach you to cheat on him, I guess, and I assume that's what's going on, or maybe not. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained within the essence of this man's soul. You see a tall figure pacing the edges of a carpet corner to corner, fingers twitching in irritation, the sound of battle growing ever closer, snaking its way through caves and corridors, past doors and soldiers. The mage paces. Throwing his door open, he strides through the refurbished cave, taking scrolls from shelves and demanding potions from terrified grunts. Kicking a fallen chair from his path, he turns to his room, pacing, readying himself. As the enemy grows closer and closer, he begins casting spell after spell, defenses, additional vigor, traps. Just as the skin hardens into metal, they stride in, swords flying, arrows buzzing. Last chance to rethink this, he says. An arrow whistles past his head in answer. He sighs, his lips thin with effort as he begins his onslaught. There are 6 of them, but soon there are 4, then 3, and 1. For the last he takes a dagger to be sure, thrown it directly into the Orlan's temple. The man topples. None get back up. The mage barks into the hallway, receiving naught but silence in response. Frustrated, he begins to dispose of the bodies. The last person standing. Well, that's interesting. Alright, folks, I guess we talk with good old Harond over here. There's no telling how this is going to go, but we can only hope it goes well enough.
What are you doing up here? Unless... have you news of my daughter? I've got to get her out of this wretched village.
An elven man paces in the corner of the room, gnawing the thumb of his fine silk glove. He resumes his pacing. I found Alis.
My daughter? Is she safe?
Uh-huh. He blinks and licks his dry lips. I let her go. She's dead. Huh. I should say that, shouldn't I? Give her an actual fresh start. Let her go. I'm sorry.
Can't be. What happened?
His face is ashen. He looks back at you, his eyes suddenly fearful. What happened? I should kill you for what you did. You can't get to her now, and that's what matters. I'll tell everyone what a monster you are. I didn't come here to talk. Pay up and get out of here. You know exactly what I discovered.
I don't know what you're referring to, but I've heard enough already.
His shoulders stiffen.
Take this, and let's put this unpleasantness behind us.
He dumps a bag of coin into your hand. Take this and let's put this behind us. Not so fast. If I'm going to forfeit the pleasure of burying a knife in your gut, I expect better compensation. Yeah, no. We're gonna kill him. Your blow dispatches the old man more quickly than you'd like, but you're confident no one has heard you. You're also confident no one will ask too many questions when they find him dead. Yeah, I'm sorry. Rapist? Come on, man. That's... No. No. Absolutely not. You don't get to... No. Okay, well. Skulls for the mother added. The quest expires in 2 days. What does that mean? Well, I gotta make sure I get my butt back there. Not dally too long. I shall
do as you ask.
She should be able to pick both of these.
What you ask is done. Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind. What you ask is done.
Okay, so we're gonna make our way back to the to Caed Nua and hopefully be able to do that. I really don't think it's gonna take us a tremendously long amount of time. Like it's gonna be like a day and something, but we're gonna go there. Oh boy. The Orlin hovers by the window, peering out of it every few seconds. As you enter the room, she watches you carefully, her hand hovering over her stiletto. And I don't believe they mean boot. She cranes her neck to peer behind you. Anyone follow you? Who sent you? Someone told me you were responsible for heinous killings in Defiance Bay. I'm here to avenge the murder of the children, the murdered children of Defiance Bay. Someone told me that you're responsible for heinous killings in Defiance Bay. Alright, that one. Let me guess, was that someone named Medrith? She draws her stiletto. It's a lie, plain and simple. I got on the wrong side of his employers, and now he's after me. But you're here to do all of his dirty work. I won't make it easy on you. Relax, I just want to hear your side of the story. Oh, allergies are fun, folks. What story? The Dominoes came after me. I just happened to rob the wrong place. How was I supposed to know they'd already claimed it? She runs her hands under her hood and through her hair. It was an honest mistake. I'm just trying to survive now, and if you spoke with a Medrith, you'd know where he's waiting. Please, help me get out of here. Yeah, head west toward the temple. That way's clear. Go east. I'm siding with the Dominoes in this one. Go east. Medrith is waiting for you just west of the river. She nods slowly. All right, I'm trusting you. I don't have much choice. See if you can send him the other way. That should buy me some more time. She follows the hooded figures toward the stairs, giving you a final uncertain glance as she passes through the door. Cat and mouse. Well, hopefully I'm not making the wrong choices. I mean, I probably am. But you never know. Admeth Hadret, Part 1, Rise of Power. Well, they didn't actually see me do anything there. That's good. Alright, I guess we're done with Dyrford Village. We're going to go back. We're going to talk to him. He's probably going to turn on us and try to kill us. Which I guess is fine. I'm relatively certain that we should be able to handle him. Probably, maybe? I don't really care what the villagers have to say. Sorry if that bothers anyone. There's just too many villagers to talk to, and they're all going to say little small things. I mean, if you want to talk to them, there's flavor text. It's always good. Like, add more things than I care about, and I'll always be happy with it. If there's something I do care about and it's not there, a little less happy. A little less happy. Okay, I'm pretty sure we've done about all we can do.
The better part of valor.
I'm just going to sneak around over here just in case there's...
Do your eyes see what mine see?
Yep. Like, just in case there's something special over here. And sure enough. That's like the second or third time. It's one of those things. You play this long enough. And again, I'm sure I've missed a million things too. But you play this game long enough. And you start going, there could be something there. And you go ahead and you sneak, and almost instantly when you start sneaking, you find the thing you're looking for. Which I think is fantastic. It really makes me, like, I smile as soon as that happens. It makes me really happy to know that I was able to do that thing. Alright. Let's set this one up.
Good day to you.
Alright. He picks a long blade of grass. Found Nyfre yet? I'm ready to get out of here. Yes, and I let her go. Yes, Medrith draws his blade. Don't worry, I'll catch right up to her. Or I'll catch up to her right after I take care of you. Oh, it did auto-pause. A couple times it hasn't auto-paused, and that's kind of thrown me off. Alright, what are we up against here? You are a casty, nasty person. I'm going to scoot up. I want you to do bad things to them. I want you to walk over here. You to walk over here, and I need you to get over this way. You need to go into full don't kill me mode. I'm scared little girl. Okay, and I need to cast some horrible spells on you horrible people. I think that's far enough. The Loth is going to do some work too here, and it's going to be good.
Your thoughts must...
Alright, just a little bit closer. There we go. And I'm going to go full bore. Okay, I have gone full bore. I'm going to try to book slap this guy and then buy myself a little bit of time here. Did not really work. Oh, but I did knock him down, and I can engage this guy now.
Indeed.
Okay, we pretty much annihilated everyone. A little bit of pain here and there, but overall, not bad. Utumak did not go down. And yeah, couldn't we have just done that instead of sending her to run away? I feel like the having to send her away part was not necessary. That's okay.
Of course.
Well, that's good. Overall, it's really, really good. I will take these things, and I will enjoy them. Okay, so, at this point, we need to get out of here, because we need to get back to our place in Caed Nua, where I believe our... it's only going to take us one day. That's not bad. Caed Nua, where our ogre is now chilling. I don't know where he's going to be chilling. I'm actually a little concerned, and I hope that he doesn't, like, murder everyone. But if he fights alongside of us when we're attacked, I will like that a lot. Through their sneak attack ability, rogues have the highest weapon damage output of any class. Whenever rogues hit enemies who have afflictions that qualify as something...
Better indeed.
Oh. Oh, so we're starting to improve this a bit. Okay, well, we're here now. We need to figure out where this quest thing is and how we do this, because I have no idea. But either way, I'm pretty excited by it. And I'm excited to have more or less cleared out the thing that we cleared out. Skull for the Mother's Quest added. Oh, we can assign it. Oh. 15% experience, Father's Teeth. What? 150 to 300 copper and treasure. Expires 24 hours. Duration 2 turns. Somewhere deep in the ruins of Ibrel's Well, a pair of Praga, I guess, prey on travelers and offer up sacrifices to their mother. In the past, travelers simply knew to avoid all trails leading near the well, but in recent years, the Pragra, I have no idea how to say it, again, have increased the range of their hunts. Travelers have been abducted or killed on the roads between Solus Vale and Midwood. Glenfathans are reticent to enter Ibrel's Well due to the religious significance of the ruins there, but that hasn't stopped the residents of the affected towns from requesting help from within the Dyrwood. Oh, you can actually assign someone. Alright, Kana, that's what you're going to do, buddy. Keep you somewhat relevant. Or how long that's going to take them. Kana is assigned. Remaining 2 turns? I have no idea. But cool. I should have figured that that's what that meant. It's fine.
It is good to see you here. I can feel a change in the air already. There is much to do. Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, what's the state of the keep? People are starting to notice your hard work. I dare say we'll have more visitors shortly. I'm glad you decided to stay on, my lord. It's been difficult watching this place tumble into decay time and again. To see it restored is... I can imagine the great crowds, the petitioners, music perhaps, in the evenings? Oh, I've gotten carried away, haven't I? Here's the report. It's cool. I guess we're relatively safe, and we have a fair amount of prestige. I mean, these all seem like good things to me. One day, 6 hours, and our building will be done. I mean, I suppose I could technically rest if I wanted to. I don't know that it's going to hurt us any to rest. So maybe I'll just rest. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Better indeed.
Alright, we're going to get our athletics and constitution. Rest that up. Any other things happening? No, not really? Okay. Well, I guess we're going to head to Defiance Bay, or we could technically maybe return to the Drake area and finish clearing that area out. I think that would be fair. I think we could probably handle that. We also have the Pearlwood Bluff that we can go see about and deal with. I'm not sure when, where, or how we're going to be able to get... There's got to be more places over here. There's possibly more stuff in some of these other areas. We could attempt to go and face off against the Dweller again, but I have a bad feeling that's not going to go well for us. So, yeah, I think the Syrian Falls. We'll give that a shot for the next episode, and then chances are whenever we're done attempting things here, we can just then back off and go do something else entirely. So that's kind of the rough plan right now. The tower construction is completed. I was expecting that. Okay, so we can either get the Bailey or the Barbican. We could also do the library. I think I'm going to do the library. And I think at that point, everything else requires something else to be built. Okay. Oh, I don't know how I want to approach this. Do I want to go from this side? Do I want to go from a different side? I sort of want to try it from over there.
Nice and quiet.
Lovely little hot springs we have here, to be sure. Alright, well, I'm going to attempt to get our people into some sort of, hopefully, decent enough positioning. We should
Your
be
thoughts
okay
must
to
flow
do
deeply
some
indeed.
good stuff.
Yes?
Again, there's a lot of theory crafting here. Could very easily end with me just getting destroyed. We're going to hope that's not the case. I'm also going to switch from piercing. And I believe...
Ready, Watcher.
I'll switch your bow as well.
Hey.
Alright, I'm actually going to remove fast mode to boot. Because... How do you hit me that far away? Alright, I'm going to scoot up. Itumak, you can scoot up too, buddy. I want to say you can probably focus him. And I'm going to scoot over as well. I'm going to scoot just a little bit closer. Okay. Oh, he's like paralyzed or something. Oh, he's going to cast. And you're actually in a really good spot. If you can land this attack, it'll be really good. Alright, so level 1 skill. This one's the one that removes fear. Prayer against fear. I need to group everyone. Oh, no I don't.
Hey, that's not very
I
helpful.
land it perfectly right there. How's that working out for you, buddy? Thank you, whoever suggested that. I do appreciate it. There's been a few people who have been very, very helpful, including the Colonel. He's given me quite a few things. In fact, he was telling me that while we're in combat, if we actually take a minute and we hover over any of our people or select them, up in the top left, he didn't go into that much detail, but he says it does tell you what kind of injuries they have. So like Itumok, you can never really tell that he has injuries because he doesn't have a full health bar down here. But while in combat, his little plate will appear up here showing how much endurance he has. It'll also say any buffs or negative effects he has on him, and in fact he does get wounded. So, something to be aware of.
I'm here.
I guess I'm going to go into sneak mode. Drake was super quick either way. Okay, so this might go slightly worse, but probably not. Okay, I'm going to cast this again. Alright, we're up against 3. And that one's been stunned. I don't know that I necessarily want to do this, but I'm going to anyway. I'm going to cast this spell here. I don't think a fireball spell is going to be super useful, but this may be okay. And I believe I'm going to want everyone on this guy.
Your thoughts must
I know the flame blight is coming. Alright, I'm just going to scoot back over here. Alright, so we're doing all sorts of terrible things to people right now. Okay, what can we do with you again? I suppose we can cast another one of those if we wanted to. Probably just going to cast this. I'm also going to try to go into full bore mode. Let's see if we can't just annihilate a few fools. Take care of the flame blight soon.
Your thoughts.
Oh, he's going for the knockdown, huh? Well, we could do that too.
That's not very helpful.
The young Drake is about to go. It went down, so that's good. Itumak. Get on over there and take care of that. This is going really well. What is it that's messing with him necessarily? Like, how does he keep getting dazed and stunned? Because I don't really understand what's hitting him with that. I'm not complaining. Like, this is a good thing, but I'd like to know why it's happening. Is it something like one of his spells does this? Like he's attacking, or maybe a Loth? I don't see anything special. I mean, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not complaining. Just not real sure what's going down. Oh yeah, that prayer against fear. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for telling me that. It makes this like significantly easier, like massively easier. Like this is not night and day difference. All right, the flame blight is down. The drakes are just having their own hard little time here. Like he can't even cast spells. Like I don't know what's going down. Oh, there's the fear. It's back, but he's down. I don't get it. I don't necessarily care that I don't get it. It's just very odd. I'm not going into the cave, by the way. I probably could at this point, but I'm not going to. I remember the cave had some bad stuff, and I was able to defeat the first bit of the cave, and then most of the second, but then I ended up falling, so I'm not going to go into the cave again. Not sure where to go from here, though. I mean, we could go into the cave, I guess. I'm just happy that where we're at right now. Like, this is further than I ever made it, right? Like, I was not able to clear out all of the drakes. They were too strong, and they were able to kill me. Especially the ones, like, in the southern part. Yes, that still went bad. That actually freaked me out. when I walked over and I saw all the guys. Maybe we go in the cave? We'll maybe go in the cave in the next episode. I don't know. I'll have to decide. Either way, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I was actually going to break it off before I fought the drakes, but I forgot because I was so excited to fight the drakes. Anyway, folks, until then, my name's Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.